Hello, you lovely germs and gents. Today we are going to be working with a beverage formulation and manufacturing company. These guys will help you bring together a drink, design it, figure out exactly what it's going to taste like and how to manufacture it, and then they will manufacture it for you so you can sell it and make $1 billion. This company came to us telling us that they have set up their ads, that they think they're working okay, they're not really sure, but they haven't looked at them in over 6 months. And so they want us to go in and see what's going on and figure out if we can shed some light on reality. So that's what we're going to do today.
Thanks. I needed that.
All right, so here we go, and I have my handy dandy cursor so you guys can see where I'm going. It depicts how I feel about ad accounts sometimes when I'm auditing them. The grimace. That's kind of how it goes sometimes. But what we're seeing is here we got some search campaigns, right? We are spending $30K a month. That's a good amount of money. And then, all right, we'll come back to this. So the first thing here is right here, you have this magnifying glass sitting here next to this square, right? And what this means, if we open this up, is that you are running on both the search network and the display network. Google does this by default, and I'm going to tell you why that's not a good idea for us. So if we come in here and we type in something like, let's say like personal loans or something, what we're going to find is that it's going to come up here with all the ads. So you can see all this here at the top. This is all the ads. We have the organic down here, but this is all this here. Above the fold is the ads. And every time you click one of these, like boom, we click this, $50 Google, another $50 Google, right? These are very expensive. These are more expensive than the other types of ads, but that's usually because they work, right? Because you usually don't search personal loans unless you are someone who wants a personal loan, right? Or unless you're me, and wasting these people's money. This video is sponsored by Google. But yeah, so Google's made like $150 from these 3 clicks. So that's what a search ad is, right? Let's say we went over to CNN and I was like, you know what? I want to see what's going on in the world. I want to see what kind of crazy shit is going on. Who is doing what? Who's invaded what, right? Like, what is the hottest fashion these days? I get into that. But you see this right here. This is an ad, right? This is an ad for a shirt that I bought once and it follows me around on the internet. I think it's crazy. I think it's fun. Women in my life don't. It's a whole thing. But you see how this is a picture ad, right? I didn't search anything. I came here to CNN, and these are display network ads. They follow you around on the internet, or they can also just go out directly, right? So you could just run an ad here, kind of like a billboard. People don't use this as much because one of the main ways that people interact with this is they accidentally bump into the ad, right? I'm sure you guys have been on sites all the time where that's happening, where it's coming up. It's like, hey, free YouTube downloader, and then it tries to get you to click on an ad. That's because when I click on this ad, it gave money to CNN because Google ran this on their site, and so it took money from this company, Retro Rifle, and then gave part of it to CNN and gave part of it to Google. So what Google will do is when you're making a search campaign, it'll be like, hey, you're making a search campaign? How about you also make a display campaign at the exact same time? And that's just not the best, because a click from someone who is bumping in to a picture ad on the internet is not the same as someone who types in, I would like to make a drink, and then clicks on your ad to make a drink. The most important thing that you need to understand here is that Google does this by default. So if you don't turn it off, you're fucked. All right, so let's take a look inside of these things and see what the keywords are and see kind of like what's going on. So inside of the keywords, we're going to see private beverage co-packers, beverage creation, small batch co-packer near me, some branded terms, beverage manufacturer company. Okay, so these don't look bad. These don't look bad at all. The key to understanding Google search terms and keywords, right, is that the keywords are not the same thing as what people are searching, right? What happens is Google takes these keywords and then it uses its AI to try to match them with things that it thinks is relevant, right? They could all be completely different words. They could be crazy things, right? So we want to take a look and see kind of what's going on there, how this looks, how this is working, so we can figure out, exactly what is going on here. So if we go in here to the actual search terms, right, we're going to find the name, right? You don't want to have your name be in with other things like starting a vodka company or how to manufacture a drink, right? Because your name is your name. They know who you are. You don't need to do this whole rigmarole, right? Like if you are buying your name so other people don't, like your competitors don't come up and be like, hey, actually we're the better drink manufacturer and show up ahead of you. What you need to do is then just segment this out into what's called a branded campaign. That branded campaign will make sure that this isn't happening, because what happens when you are buying your own name is that you look like you're buying how to manufacture a drink, and people who don't know who you are, but people who know who you are will just search you up because they heard about you from a friend, and then they'll call and they'll click the ad and they'll make everything look like it's working a lot better when it's not, right? But past that, this doesn't look bad. House Star Seltzer brand, House Star Seltzer brand, market brand, private label soda, right? There's some stuff in here that we need to ask like if they like need private labeling, right? Beverage business. Yeah, I mean it's not bad. Oh, let's look at what we spend money on, right? Yeah, healthy soda recipes. Like this is healthy soda recipes. I'm not sure, right? Like and that's where we want to fix this, right? But past this isn't the we want to see if they do tea, right? Some stuff like that. But let's go down and take the. Well, that's weird. We have total search terms, right? So $500, right? And we have total other search terms, so things that like Google just doesn't want to show us, but spent $600. But we're saying here that the campaign spent $11,000. So that's weird. Where's the rest of the $10,000 for this campaign, right? So let me come back here and check. So we got this campaign right here, right? And if I go down to the segment, and I say, where's the network? We're gonna see. Oh no, sir. All right, so this guy spent $11,000. Let's bring up the guy. Yeah, $11,000 here on ads in the last 30 days. And as we can see, 10,000 of that went to the display network. And so the display network is, those picture ads, right? And they're going all over the place. Do they even have pictures? Let's take a look, right? Let's go in here into assets, images. So they have one picture. So I have just this one picture right here. So it's making the garbage text ads. Oh no! So the garbage text ads are these ads that like look really, really, really bad because Google just like takes text from your website. It doesn't have images, doesn't have anything, and it just like flop them together to try to make an ad for you, and then they just look horrible and they don't work well and they're really bad for your brand. But Google, it's just a fucking cash grab. Google just wants the money, and so that's what's happening here. Every month, this campaign is spending $10K a month, and only $1,000 is going to people actually searching for the thing. The other 10,000, like where are they going? So just like we take a look at the search terms and we figure out exactly what people bought or what we bought or what people searched, we can figure out where people were when they clicked our display ads. What sites were they on, right? So to do that, we go to where when ads showed, go to where ads showed. We filter by cost, so we see what we spent money on, and we can see we spent money on YouTube, the kitchen. Like we don't have a video here, so like we're not running video ads on YouTube. This is like a picture ad on YouTube, right? Definition.org. Wait, what the carrots? Yeah, this guy here. Yeah, and this is us, right? This guy here really wants to make a drink. He's really showing intent to make a drink on definitions.org. This is garbage recipes. Yeah, I think there's probably gonna be a lot of recipes in here because people, sauce recipes, standard news, Nan game site, right? Like this one doesn't exist. This is just garbage. So this must be ad fraud or something. I don't know. Not cheesy. What? Not white cheesy? Not what cheesy? Not your cheese. Like, I mean, look at this. It's just garbage ads everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like they're everywhere. It's just, this is not the best way to spend $10,000. I had $10,000 extra to spend a month for my business. I don't know if I would be putting them there, right? And as you can see, this is real money that went everywhere with this, right? Like we have menus with price, right? Like, let's see. O1 Basama. What is Basama? O1 Basama. Yes, sir. Let us get our ethnic foods in here. Let's do that. Like, oh my gosh. Like, what is, it's Arabic. You're running on an Arabic site. This is so dumb. Bible verses. At least God is here with us. We are running as an ad inside of the Bible. Like, I don't know. I'd feel bad running ads inside of the Holy Land or the Holy Books because I think Jesus kind of like overturned. That was the only time Jesus like went AWOL on somebody. Was like, you're selling fucking doves in my fucking father's house. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Right? And we don't, we don't want that to happen to us. We'd like to be on the right side of the Lord, right? Chocolate covered Katie. Let's take a look at this. What's chocolate covered? Chocolate covered Katie. We can see this is not where we want to go and what we want to spend this money on. So to turn this around is not going to be that hard, right? So the main thing that we want to do is we want to turn off that display network setting. If we want display ads, we can do them. I think remarketing would be good or we need to find like blogs that are specifically about making drinks and then like send the ads only there, which would be a lot less money than $10,000 a month. And then, or have the ads follow people around. But we need to have like good ads. They need to not be this like garbage text ad shit, right? And so I turn that off. I kind of like probably just remake these things and make sure that the keywords are correct. Like the search terms were looking okay, but like we want to make sure that like co-packer and like private labeler and like all these things like an alcohol, like we want to make sure that like we know exactly what kind of drinks they make and also know that know the nomenclature of the business and the industry and stuff and make sure that he's getting exactly what he wants, right? Because we can see the receipt. We have the receipt. It's the search terms. The search terms are beautiful. And so we would take that and then make sure that the search terms are correct. So like, I mean, if we look at the whole year, which is, I just pulled up the whole year here, they've spent $227,000, right? So like this first one was like 90% loss, right? So if it's around there, they've lost like $200,000. For that same $200,000 that was spent on spammy display ads that definitely did nothing, we could have bought an army of 40 life-size dino animatronics, 66,889 pounds of chicken nuggets, this nice blue home in Minneapolis, 2 used Lamborghinis, 40 high-end Prada bags, 20 tiger cubs, or 200 tickets to Hamilton to take your friends for a nice night. It's on me, guys. It's on me. So coming back in here on the conversion tracking, what we can see is that they have a 48% conversion rate, which means that out of every single person who clicks any of the ads, like these dumb, like I'm on a scam site ads, they click those, and then half of them sign up to say, yeah, I want to make a drink, and like send you a lead. That's just insane. So the conversion tracking is obviously broken. Also, the numbers are massive. This is saying that in the last year, there are 17,000 people who have called, right? And this is one of the things. So there's like ads always make sense, right? So if we go like the last 30 days, right, what we're going to find is that this is saying that 10,000 people called or submitted a form. That sounds crazy. That's 500 people a day who want to make a drink. That sounds crazy. You can ask the client, hey, did 500 people a day want to call you? No. Well, they didn't. Oh, great. Then it's broken. Ads make sense. There is no magic. There's no like, I'm going to get this for $1. You're not. You're going to get a really good return. You can get a really good return. I've had clients who've had 10x ROAS, who've had 20x ROAS, right? But ads make sense. Ads make sense, and this doesn't make sense. So the conversion track is obviously broken. We don't even have to look anywhere else. We're going to go through their tags, their website, everything, like kind of nuke this and restart so that we have like everything that we're getting real tracking. That we're just getting real tracking. Hello, I am now back. This is Will. I'm back from the future. And I'm here because we got the client. The client said, hey, it looks like we're wasting a lot of money. We'd love to fix this. And we'd love you to do that because paying you would be less than the money we're wasting right now by a lot. And so we said, great. And we fixed it pretty quickly. We first, chopped off and did we stopped the bleeding. And then, over a week, we fixed everything. We relaunched everything. And here we go. Here we have it. And I wanted to kind of show it to you, right? So basically, you can see we have a bunch of different campaigns based off what the client wanted. Right? So this is like formulation for startups, people who want to start a company, a competitor campaign, a manufacturing campaign, and a branded campaign. And we can see here we fixed conversion tracking. And so we have the number of conversions, right? So we're not in the thousands anymore, but these are real. Each one of these is someone either calling the business or someone who is sending in a form. And as we can see, the cost now makes sense, right? $70, $31, or $21 to get someone to call, right? So the branded is always going to be the smallest at $21, just because people searching your name usually want to call you. It just makes sense, right? So the only one that's not working here is the competitor, and it's spent a little bit of money. We're probably going to end up turning it off. We need to talk to the client and get their permission to do that, but that was it's just not working. People aren't searching for competitors and they're wanting to switch. They're liking just where they are, right? But so I want to kind of go into one of these and show you kind of what's going on, right? So we have in here, we have a bunch of different campaigns, right? Energy drink, beverage formation, custom drink recipe. So we go into the keywords. You'll see they look very similar to before, except now they have phrase match. These match types basically tell you how big of a circle you want to have around your keywords for the AI to match it with. So we're saying, hey, we don't want it to be the smallest circle or the biggest circle. We want it to be a middle circle. Don't concern yourself with what the words actually mean, because they used to mean something and now they don't, because Google, we love them. I like to change things, but make them more confusing. So you can see here, these are the keywords, but as we remember, the keywords don't matter. What matters is what people search. If we remember before, we had some good stuff, we had some bad stuff, and now we have only glorious, beautiful things. And we found, that they didn't do co-packing. They didn't do a few other things. So we've been cleaning that up. It's not, my big thing is being 100% honest. I don't think there are still things in here that we might not want, right? Like Red Bull suppliers. I'm not sure, right? Create your own energy drink online. I'm not sure if we want that. Like this person is looking in the United States for private beverage manufacturers. This one's looking in India. So the question we'd have for the client is, if someone was looking for India, but then came here and decided that they wanted to manufacture in the good old US of A, would you do it? Or are you wanting to never buy that, right? And really that's, kind of how the search terms report works, right? Like, do you want to buy this? That's the real thing. Is that what you want to buy, right? Because at the end of the day, Google Ads is a store of searches. You go in and you say, I want to buy these searches, and then you get the searches and you pay per click. And it's like, do I want to pay that? Are they the right searches? Do they do the right thing for me? And that's it. So these guys make, I think, around $30,000 every time someone designs a drink with them, and they make a lot of money as well when someone manufactures. So I think they're going to be okay. I'm going to love these $70 leads, because I think about 1 out of every 3 people closes, or 5 people closes. I'm not 100% sure. I need to talk to the client again, because it's still a brand new thing, but we will hopefully be scaling this up as we go along. You have this metric called search impression share here. This is basically how much of the searches we have, right? So of the searches that, these keywords can trigger, how many of them are you showing up on at the top, right? Because I have clients all the time who will be like, I do landscaping, and I just searched and my ad didn't show up on the top. And it's like, well, yeah, you didn't buy everything. There's lots of them. You didn't win, right? To be at the top of everything. So what this does is this shows exactly how much you won, right? We are about 30-40%. This one's 15-17%. It's not bad to have a low number. Low numbers mean that you can grow and you can get more traffic with your money, which is great. Whereas 84%, you're basically at the top. You can't spend more money, right? So once we get this going, this one can maybe grow by double, maybe 1.5, but then it's probably tapped out. And then this one can grow by about 5x. And then it's gonna probably tap out. So we'll scale those up, and then you go look for more keywords and more side things to grow the business, or you decide that Google is grown to the top, and then you just keep pruning down and making it more and more effective. If you want to have your account audited, please send it in. I would be happy to audit your account, and maybe you end up on the show. Of course, anonymized, of course, happy. Hasta la pasta, hasta luego. I would love to have you keep going back. So maybe subscribe, maybe not. Maybe think about it, maybe dream about it. Maybe I'll write you a letter.